Gross domestic product, or GDP per capita, is a measure of a country's economic output per person. It provides a snapshot of the average economic well-being of individuals within a nation. In essence, it tells us how much economic value is generated per citizen. A higher GDP per capita generally suggests a higher standard of living for the people. Imagine a country with a GDP of $1 trillion and a population of 100 million. Its GDP per capita would be $10,000. This means that, on average, each person in that country contributes $10,000 to the national economy. GDP per capita helps us understand how prosperous a country is compared to others. Calculating GDP per capita is straightforward. We divide the country's total GDP by its total population. This gives us the average economic output per person. While GDP represents the total economic pie, GDP per capita shows how big a slice each person gets. GDP per capita is often compared with other economic indicators to get a comprehensive view of a country's economic health. For example, a high GDP per capita alongside low unemployment rates typically indicates a strong and stable economy. Conversely, a high GDP per capita with high income inequality might suggest disparities in wealth distribution. Looking at GDP per capita globally reveals stark differences in living standards. Countries like Luxembourg and Switzerland boast very high GDP per capita, indicating prosperous economies and high living standards. In contrast, countries with lower GDP per capita, such as those in sub-Saharan Africa, often grapple with poverty and underdevelopment. It's important to note that GDP per capita is not a perfect measure. It doesn't account for income inequality, environmental sustainability, or other factors that contribute to overall well-being. Nevertheless, it remains a valuable tool for understanding a country's economic performance and the relative prosperity of its citizens. Understanding GDP per capita is crucial for both individuals and governments. For individuals, it provides insights into their country's economic health and their potential for economic well-being. For governments, GDP per capita serves as a benchmark for economic policy and development goals. By striving to increase GDP per capita, governments aim to improve the lives of their citizens, providing access to better healthcare, education, and infrastructure. Ultimately, GDP per capita underscores the connection between economic growth and individual prosperity.